Dad Jamie puts in an appearance to help.
I've been doing the family thing. Unfortunately, sort of tied up with that, so... Well, not unfortunately, no, that's the wrong word.
He's not a team player.
I am a team player.
But we thought you were part of your family too, Jimmy.
You're part of my extended family.
Oh.
I'm feeling it's like straw now.
Finally, after 3.5 months of prep work, the primer is ready to go on.
Once I've got that primer on, most of it's going to be blocked down, rubbed down again, and basically all me, unfortunately. Late nights and a lot of alcohol. It's as easy as kissing your sister.
It's fun and games now, but 4 hours later...
As you can see, I'm really enthusiastic.
The next morning, things haven't progressed as far as hoped. The team are tired and grumpy.
Everyone's tired today after last night, but we're running on adrenaline and emotions at the minute. We were here from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. and then we ran out of materials, so we were back in here this morning at 11 to start again.
Next time, they finally get it ready for painting, and it gets christened. Bangor have been modifying a Vauxhall Tigra into a Californian-style pickup truck. They are 15 weeks into the build, but they've got a lot of work to do before they can get the car ready to be judged at a car show in Fintona. It certainly looks different. I mean, whenever I first saw this car, it's a Vauxhall Tigra.
It is, yeah.
And it's now, I mean, it's like a wee Californian truck. Your wee hands must be raw.
They are. They're sore. They're tired.
And you've got a week to go. So you're going to be pulling all-nighters, I think?
Yeah.
Right.
We were here till 4 a.m. last night.
Have you no home to go to?
I do.
I'm used to painting cars for shows the night before and panicking about it then.
So would you be the chilled out guy of the bunch? Because, I mean, with just a week to go, I imagine that people are feeling a bit sort of tense.
Well, 2 weeks ago when it wasn't even in primer hadn't even seen it. Rocco was having kittens and going, oh, we need to get this done, need to get this done.
We can't afford any mistakes.
This is going to be painted a week before. I'm going to have nothing to do next week.
Are you over budget?
We're slightly over budget. Unfortunately, we spent all our money on our luxury items.
As you do.
As you do.
I mean, if we had 20 grand, it would be a lot easier.
Yes.
So the budget was gone about a month ago. So we're actually flying our hopes and dreams at the moment.
Yes.
Obviously, none of us are getting paid for doing it.
There's times where people get pissed off, basically, and they're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, or go in a mood and don't speak and just put their head down and work. It's just sort of like, we're all mates, you're not meant to get in a bad mood over doing this, we're meant to have a good time.
You must have had a bit of crack in the middle of it all.
No, they were all my friends to start. Now they're all just hate every one of them. Just sick of the sight of them.
The smallest thing can set each other off.
Yes.
And then you're at each other's throats.
Yeah. You're not going to agree on everything all the time, are you?
No, that's the hard part, of course, whenever you've got 7 people, 6 or 7 people, everyone has their own ideas and all sort of style ideas and how things should be done. Yeah. And it's just trying to come up with a decision.
Of course, every one of you is passionate about the project, so you want it to be the best. So of course, you're going to have run-ins now and again. But you always kiss and make up, do you?
Well, we make up. There's no kissing. Manly shakes.
Hate salmon. All the prep work has to be perfect, or there's no point. So hopefully with our lack of knowledge and Stephen pointing us in the right direction, we'll get it right.
It's definitely tough work up here with the Bangor boys. Tell you, I am exhausted just watching them. Finally, the car is ready for the paint booth and its first coat of colour. You feeling confident?
Yeah, I think what we've done hasn't been done in Northern Ireland or the UK that I know of anyway. So to be something different, I mean, anybody can just get a car and put a body kit on it and put some sound system in it, whereas we've completely restructured the whole car.
On the bodywork side of things, they're not going to touch us. No chance. The amount of man hours that went into this, they're not going to touch us.
Do you think there's no way they could have put the same amount of man hours in?
No. Not a chance.
I'm just having a little break. Stop it.
While the boys catch some shut-eye, the car gets its name airbrushed on. They've called it a Caligra. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it next Saturday at the show, and the best of luck.
It's next. I thought it was 3 weeks away.
I think this guy's very confident that you're going to win, are you?
Definitely.
So, will they get it finished in time for the car show in Fintona? Have they done enough to beat Larne? We'll catch up with them later. Bangor crews arrived the next morning, looking like the Walking Dead. The judging will take two forms. The public will vote using ballot forms, and we've asked car magazine editors to give us a professional vote.
Judging means looking at the two cars and comparing the finer details. Obviously you want to look at the overall package, make sure that all the different modifications work together, but also see, are there any unique tweaks or things that are just different than what's been done before, you know?
It'd be interesting to see whether these guys went and bought off the shelf, or I suppose ultimately whether they have actually just went totally unique and just handmade something, you know.
You can spend £1,000 or £20,000. It's all about having the knowledge and the skill and just having the ideas, the creativity.
These are the judges of our Petrolheads Challenge build-off, and it's a great time to find out what they think of the cars. First of all, Justin, what did you think of the standard today?
The standard's been brilliant today. Both cars are really, really good, you know. For what they've done in the last 4 months has been really, really special, you know, especially with the budget that they've actually got. So, no, brilliant.
I'm amazed that they got the cars together in the time period. I mean, they really did pull out all the stops. I mean, it's above and beyond what I expected.
Are you impressed, Patrick?
I have to agree with the fellas here. The standard that these boys have produced is exceptional. You have to give it to both the teams, like they've done a real good job.
Both cars have been available and been for sale for the last 10, 15 years, you know, and it's great to see both cars brought back from the dead and really fresh and really creating a good crowd, you know.
One thing I can say about both cars is just the exterior styling just seems to flow with them, and it just suits both cars. Like the attention to detail now them boys have is amazing.
They've worked really hard. You can see the time and effort.
For me, actually, the 106, in terms of paintwork and that, it's actually brighter, more vibrant. I actually think that car is presented maybe a little bit better than the Tigra.
I was drawn to the 106 because of the bright colour and the contrast and stuff, but then the Tigra, when you start going in and seeing what they actually did to make that car, I mean, there's not one piece of that car that you can buy on a shelf anywhere.
I'm sure it was very difficult for you to actually to make your mind up, but it's going to be unbelievable to tell the winners and also to tell the losers, because both these teams have worked extremely hard, but they're still the public's vote, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to find out, what does the public think? Been helping us all day with the judging. Melissa, can you tell us what was the professional vote?
Okay, the professional vote of today's event has gone to the Bangor Cruise, the Vauxhall Tigra.
Well done, guys. Make some noise for them. Miss Northern Ireland, can you tell us, what did the public vote?
Okay, the public have been voting all day, and basically by a long, long way, the public have decided that their winners have gone to the Larne Cruise.
The Larne Cruise, well done. They've had the expert votes. Larne have had the public votes. Where does your vote go?
Do you know what? This is the hardest decision. Basically, both teams have done extremely well. Like, a lot of effort has went into both cars, and it's a very, very tough decision. I'm sure it has been an amazing experience for the boys as well, but for me, if I had to pick one, which I'm so it's so hard, my vote would go to Larne.
Tigra. A lot of people will see it as a Corsa in a skirt. We've decided to go with ours in a Cali style. Bright paint, bright wheels, very classic. We're converting it into a pickup. It will, as far as I know, be the only one in the United Kingdom. There's a few in Europe, but I've never seen it done before, and we thought that was a really good idea.
The Tigra was the first time I've ever been given a blank canvas and says, there you are, there's the money, do what you want.
The trouble with doing any kind of car for the show scene is trying to do something different, which is why the Tigra stood out. Just small sports coupe. I reckon we can do plenty to it.
Once they picked out the Tigra, they stripped it down.
It's all very well sort of looking at a picture of a car on the internet and going, right, we could just take this bit off and just make this. It sounds easy until you actually go, how are we physically going to make a pickup?
It was really going to be back window off, fill everything in, but when you actually came down to do it, it was a nightmare.
From a practical point of view, I've never actually worked on a car or done any body work or done any painting or anything like that, so I was quite honoured to be picked as part of it.
Turning the car into a pickup was particularly ambitious, considering all but one of the team were amateurs.
Yeah, that's all I brought to it. It was just the comical factor. I think it just brought me for entertainment.
Looks like a sign saying, keep hands on.
Comedy and probably the annoyance. Arguments, good at that. Good arguing. Always right, obviously, because I am.
The Tigra was built around a set of wheels Rocco found on the internet.
They came from the States originally. I traced them through a load of forums, finally found the guy, offered money, and here they are. As far as I know, they're the only set in Northern Ireland of 100 bar wheels.
They then set to customise the arches to fit the wheels.
They stick out past the arch, so we're going to have to make the arches for the wheels. Basically, I've already cut the slices to make it wider. Just basically pull them out. And then basically from this lip on the arch down is going to be all fiberglass to make sure it's all smooth, perfect, make it look factory.
It was Ryan's job to build the pickup section of the rear of the Tigra, building up layer upon layer of fiberglass.
My arms were killing me from rubbing after rubbing. It's just endless.
The build was housed at Stephen's body shop, and being the only pro on the team, he had to teach the others how to prep the car.
My estimations of people in the trade and that work on cars has risen 100%. Yep.
You would have had to learn how to tape up for priming, rubbing primer.
If it hadn't been for him telling us what to do, we wouldn't have known how to do it.
Weeks turned into months of sanding, which took its toll.
I was coming down 3 or 4 weeknights, and then the weekend as well, whereas some of those guys were down every night on the weekend as well.
While they had enough time to mess about, tensions grew.
A couple of people maybe not pulling their weight as much as they could have at the start. As time was, we got closer to the end, they started pulling their weight a bit better.
There's a few things I would have definitely done differently. As project manager, I would have cracked the whip a lot earlier.
Late nights and a diet of curry chips turned into a battle of stamina in the weeks before the deadline.
We've got the panic stage before, but we've never actually got beyond the panic stage. Rocco, what comes after panic? We're not panicked. Should we hit the panic button a couple of weeks ago? We're running out of time!
The build up to the show, the weeks or so before, there were some strenuous times.
Gold stripe, red in the middle, cream.
Gold stripe,
cream.
We had arguments, but the argument always lasted maybe a day, and then the next day it was just forgot about.
I think if there hadn't been joking around, we hadn't been messing around, we probably would have killed somebody.
After thousands of man-hours and nearly 4 months of prep, the newly named Caligra was ready for its paint. And some overnight shifts saw the car ready for Fintona.
From Northern Ireland to Ireland to UK, you would never see another car like it.
I challenge anyone to make another one, because it will break their heart every single day.
Like, some of them have learnt more from doing that Tigra than I've learnt over the whole 8 years, 7 years I've done it.
I have to say I really enjoyed it, and I will look back on it as a great experience.
I'd definitely do it again. It was good fun for 99.9% of it.
To have the car unveiled at a show and have everybody appreciate your work is something you'll never forget, really.